What is your beef? Why do you have such a problem with me?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The Madman. The Madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize, right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who
the
you
pool house
are.
is torn apart, okay? It's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam, okay? I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment, welcome.
Welcome. I'm here. I'm awake, kind of. Why is Jarbo in the thumbnail? I needed a thumbnail. I was late. MME late. We're gonna have some fun tonight. I'm alone. That's okay. I can run a show alone as well. We have a lot to talk about. Actually, I don't know what the hell I'm going to talk about. I didn't research much. No thumbnail or no stories. I just wanted to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. Not spoilers yet. Just a prediction. It's an easy prediction, though. I believe that it is going to make $1 billion worldwide before the end of the year. I think it's going to get that by 2022. Seeing it, realizing how rewatchable it is, I believe it's going to get to 2 billion worldwide. Definitely. I really think that. Now, is it perfect? No. I just don't think you're going to get. Well, I put it in the forced diversity. I could send you an invite too if you want to pop on and talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. We're just talking about movie news here. Let me send the links on Twitter. I put it in the Movie Madness link, Zod. But let me put it in here too. What a great time to be a nerd. What a great time. Honestly. I don't even need to say, nerd's a good thing too, but to be a fan, it's so amazing. I actually think this year is one of the best years to be a fan ever. Since the 80s, when there was a group of, golden age of nerd shit. Yes. And wouldn't you know, the internet would not tell you the internet sucks. No, the internet's great because we're still here. We're not stopping. We're still rolling. Also, we got an update with the charity. The charity. I'll be honest with you. I can't wait to earn a YouTube paycheck again after this charity. It's the 21st, and then I'll be donating as soon as it gets into my bank account after taxes. Thanks to you guys, you viewers, guys and gals, and whatever you identify as. Next week, right in time for Christmas, we are going to be donating almost $600, I believe, if I'm accurate. Now, I got to wait till it gets into my bank account to see. But if I'm right, sometimes YouTube, projected earnings are wrong. But $600 to Wounded Warrior and Make-A-Wish. That's a great thing. Yep. Great time to be a Spider-Man fan. Internet wasn't a mistake. How people react was a mistake. It was damn near perfect. Yes. Bring Zod on. Okay. Protoss. Rhea. Oh, wow. Thank you, H. Barts. If you watched No Way Home, what did you think of my performance? I think, there's two performances that I thought were the best of the movie. Yours, and then the other one, I'd have to wait till spoilers to get to. Defoe, one of the best Defoe performances ever. Yes. Your performance, also non-spoilers yet, impacted me the most of the movie. Man, what a range. William Dafoe is the shit. Defoe's everywhere. Please use your Defoe's, members. I see a mask breathing. Yes. Was it the best? Was William Dafoe, and we're not in the spoilers yet, was William Dafoe's performance the best of the film? Very close. I'm not sure if it was my favorite of the film. One other performance I would potentially put ahead, but man, you could vote for Zod. Definitely best panelist. Kev Wagner. I'm going to see Spider-Man tomorrow with my dad for my birthday. I'm going to be 41. Well, have a happy birthday with your dad. That's great that you're taking your father to the movie theaters, to the movies. And what an amazing, you know what's so great about movies? Fun things like that. It's, just like music or on other things. It's not just the movie. It's not. Because you take that experience with your family member, you put it together, and it's locked in your mind as the time you saw Spider-Man No Way Home, and when you turned 41, you put that together, and it's an amazing thing. And that's why movies and entertainment are so important. You take a snapshot of your life and put it in there, those combinations of things. The movie theater, maybe it's the first time you went back to the movies since the pandemic. I don't know. It's your birthday, and it's with your father, and it's Spider-Man. Amazing. Yes, that's great. Just George, I am a little bit late. That dude, Vince, I've been a bit tipsy. Been like that all day cleaning my apartment. Yes, okay, so be careful. Don't trip over anything. Yeah, I use shirt instead of shit. And I said it there for effect, but I like to say, oh, shirt. Yes. Yeah. All right. And let me catch up with the chat here. Phil TMNT. What's up, Caden? Yeah. Making friends with Chuds. What? Really? You're making friends with them? Integrity 101. I just saw Spider-Man No Way Home. It was pretty damn good. Love the spoiler elements. Yes. I will say I don't think I could have asked for more. I can ask for more. I want more, but it's like you feel guilty asking for more when it delivers that much. I will say my one downside of the whole movie is the only thing I could complain about was the CG on some of the characters. I think the older movies were better, and that's a complaint I have with the industry, though, of not putting the money in the CG, but you're definitely putting the money in the actors getting them there. That's for sure. Yes. Defoe. Just George, do I have plans to do a spoiler video? I could. I could do it at the end of this stream too, just because it's too hard to contain. Like, even though I want to do a separate video, you just want to talk about it now. So I will save a part of the end where I could talk about spoilers. Grace Randolph. Hey, Grace. Do you think that they ask why Dane DeHaan was not in the movie? This actor was way better than Jamie Foxx. I think you're meaning the guy that was in the Amazing Spider-Man that was going to be potentially another Goblin, Green Goblin. I think it is. I think he could have been potentially on par. Listen, I don't want to be blasphemous to H-Barts, but Dave DeHaan, I think could have been on par with Defoe's Green Goblin if he got a chance. You know, Caden's close on this, I believe, on the poll. Just George, I'd rather continue the Amazing Verse in Raimiverse over Snyderverse to be, and I love Snyderverse. Well, you don't have to pick and choose. That's the great thing. I think we're going to get a continuation in some form. I do. And I don't want to, what's all this talk about? Not people, don't let people, or don't give people hope to me. It's good to hope in things. Things don't always happen. It's good to have hope of things. Where's the link for best mod? It's in the last video I did for members stream. All the links are in the description of that video where it's me against Doomcock. The CGH, the super sticker. Okay. The grassy knolls. I don't call them spoiler anymore. I call them Campias. Yes, that's great. They are Campias. Campias spoils everything. Oh no, H-Port's throwing heat. No, that awful elf look. LOL. Saggy smells, Mac smells, saggy melons. Get on here to tell me I smell. Or are you streaming right now? I don't know if you're streaming or not. I'll send you a link just in case. Hold on here. I'm going to have to look up articles on the fly. Here is the link in case you can, unless you're streaming. I don't know. All right. Phil TMNT, I prefer to see Hobgoblin before seeing another version of Green Goblin. I like the characters, but I want to see Hobgoblin getting some more love. I would love that too. That dude Vince, do you watch sports? No. What's your favorite team? None. Sorry, Dat Dude Vince. I appreciate the support. Sports suck. If you like them, go away. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for the support, Dat Dude Vince. That's going to charity, your super chat. So I really appreciate it. I've lost interest in sports. I lose interest when people, it's mainly because the way people act. There's no I in team. And I think a lot of people just, you do what's best for yourself, I guess, if you're making a career out of it. But that's why I've lost interest in sports. Oh, Saggy Melons is here. Hey, Saggy. Oh, wait, this might not be the real Saggy Melons.
No, it is. It's just I didn't have the audio set up.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I had to make sure that the audio wasn't coming in wrong.
I took a nap. I blame Matt Jarbo.
Everybody seems to be doing that this week.
Yeah, I had some fun on Twitter, and then he called me, and we yelled at. People don't understand. I called Matt Jarbo to yell at the Snyderverse. I'm like, there's a chance. There's things happening. You don't know Matt Jarbo, and he was yelling at me. You don't know
Can I ask you
either.
a question?
Yes. What?
Why do you quote retweet people?
Because it annoys them.
It does. It's absolutely annoying. I'm like, why doesn't
So I can
like
easily find it easily find it in my timeline, and then it's Tough 82. I know he's a nice guy, but he's not particularly a fan of me particularly, but I like it when he responds to. He's like, that's kind of a bitch move, and I'm like, yeah, it is. LOL. And yeah, it's Twitter. I don't. The one thing I agree with Jeremy is I don't take it too seriously. And I used to throw more heat on Twitter, but now sometimes I want to annoy people a little bit. And who really can't stand it is Tony. Tony's like, yeah, he does that asshole move to me too. And I'm like, yep. Actually, I could invite him.
Nobody likes it when you retweet us
I
instead of
know.
reply like a normal human being.
I know. I'm not a normal human being. Look
No,
what I'm wearing.
we've established that.
Yeah, and it's every once in a while someone freaks out about it. I'm like, yes.
I'm going to freak out about it. Next time you do it, I'm totally like completely freaking out. I'm gonna hit peace on it.
OMG, Saggy Mountains. Yeah, Phil, you could join us. You could join me and Saggy if you want. You're in the Movie Madness group. You could pop in at any time.
I'm not, because I'm too cool for group chats now.
Well, everyone has particular, people are too cool for my group chat because I have too many people.
You have way too many people. It's like it's like having you might as well have your own Discord server.
Oh, wouldn't that be something? Man of Steel 2 is 100% going to happen. I love your enthusiasm, Lucky Day. I hope it does. Saggy smells is an accusation. Hope is for Dropes. Okay. Did you didn't see Spider-Man No Way Home, right?
No, but I already know how it went. I already got it spoiled.
Are you planning to see it though?
Maybe someday.
I think you should see it before the end of the year.
I think if I have enough money before all my bills are paid, I will probably see it.
Okay. Tea time for best mod here.
Is this a spoiler stream?
Well, we are going to get to spoilers eventually. I was going to have movie topics, but I'll be honest. Maybe I've been so unreliable lately. No one's here for the panel. So, you are. Thank you, Saggy. I thought you were streaming still. I didn't know.
No, I got off and then I took a thing. But no, I just wanted. I did a stream because I was basically saying, I told you so. You all who doubted me, F your faces. I was right.
About what?
About the movie stuff.
Oh, the surprises. Okay.
Not even the surprises. I said from day one, I knew that they were gonna have people in the movie, and everyone doubted me and said that no, F y'all.
Okay, you mean F RJ? Did RJ doubt?
Especially RJ.
RJ was Doctor Strange at the movie theater. I was like, really
he's strange, all right.
Oh,
I want to see his PhD though.
He's not. Whoa, what do you want to see of RJ's?
His PhD.
What? Be okay.
You said he was Doctor Strange. I said he's strange, but we just need to see his credentials.
Okay. That dude Vince is kind of talk. Sports head. I don't want to talk about sports. Do you care about sports, Saggy?
No, sorry.
Oh, here's your favorite integrity.
101. Oh, you hear we made up.
Yeah, no, I know you made up. That's why I said he's your favorite. I'd like to see another solo Spider-Man film. I think this new film proved there's plenty of interest in seeing another solo. Well, you know what? No spoilers yet, but my wife was like, okay, leave it as is. She was very happy with the film. And she's like, I don't want any more Spider-Man. Let's just leave it as is. It's perfect where it's at. I was like, no, it's not going to happen. Phil TMT!
There's Phil!
Hello there. And Saggy Song. Saggy Song.
You're only here for Saggy Melons. Be truthful.
I am for you too.
Okay. You said Saggy. You said Saggy's here. I understand. I like Saggy as well.
There's a few people that I go full fanboy over.
Me?
Saggy's one of them.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna rethink a few things. I saw that Star Wars girl cosplay calendar. I'm like, okay,
I'm gonna have to come out with one.
I could get behind that. Phil. Whoa! You could, if you name it that would be amazing.
I'm gonna do a thick girl calendar.
The thick girl. Oh, look at! Whoa!
Okay.
Exclusive, Phil TMNT. Exclusive. You just blew his mind. He's like, okay.
Okay.
I think it's weird when he says he goes fanboy over me, and I'm like, Phil, we literally talk. You message me on Discord.
I do
we actually
too.
Have conversations.
Phil, so I go fanboy over Saggy.
At this point.
I go fanboy over Saggy as well.
Hey, you're one of my favorite people. In terms of content creators. Don't worry, Max, you are too. But you're one of my favorite.
Oh, thank you, Phil. Thank you, Phil. Hey, Zod.
Hey.
I feel personally targeted. Zod, do you see this abuse that Max is doing?
Well, I don't know, because I thought I was in the Mad Max
You are.
Well, apparently I'm not, because I'm not getting none of the links. I don't know what you guys are talking about. All the threads that I'm in are like 3 or 4 days old, Max. So I must be blocked somewhere.
No, you're
That's
in
possible. So
there. I see you're in there right now. You're the one talking in the DM group and not paying attention to the links.
did that to Max once unintentionally.
It's there. It's there, Zod.
I
set up the link. Listen, I'm going to expose Zod right here. I'm going to expose you, Zod.
Don't expose Zod.
No, it's a funny exposure.
Expose me. Go ahead.
It's a funny exposure. This is Zod. Listen, Ray, get ready to mock Zod, because he's like, where's the links? Where am I? I think I'm blocked.
No. In the chat.
There is the link right there.
Which link are you talking about? That's an old link. That's not the new link.
Damn it.
Look at all those. Look at all those DMs. Oh, you're messaging Saggy.
Right.
Yeah, you just exposed yourself, Max.
Oh,
That's
God
old.
damn it. All right, here it is.
He just
wait.
I'm in too many DM groups. All right, here it is.
You know Chris Saggy Melons?
Yeah. We used to be doing a podcast together every Sunday night.
No, that was supposed to be a joke.
Thank you, Rhea, for giving me the
I
link.
thought you
so
were being
much.
serious. I was like, yeah.
Here it is. Here's the exposing of Zod. Second time. New Movie Madness Live Group DM. Link. 10 p.m. Okay.
I'm not in that group.
Yes, you are.
No.
Why do you have New Movie Madness, a more vicious
Look right there.
AWO, an MME
Look
members
right there.
group?
You're in that group.
Okay, but which one is this? Because there's like 5 or 6 different ones.
All right, well, that's my problem. Let me stop, because I'm going to start showing DMs. Get that off there.
Stop showing people's DMs. Stop showing people you send me links, Max.
Yeah. Give me H Fart says, give me Spider-Man 4 and TASM 3.
The Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. Actually, I'd have to get in the spoilers to talk about that. Why can't we have James Franco back? Because he's canceled.
Oh,
that's why.
He's so Franco?
Wilson Rissinger. Yeah, James Franco got canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gone.
Well, I mean, do you think he should be able to come back? What do you think he should be able to come back? I don't know too much about it, honestly, of him.
He's still making movies. He's making his own movies, though. He's a director now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Zod, you said the other day that you weren't necessarily going to go see No Way Home right away, right?
I went and seen it today.
You liar! Good job.
It wasn't right away. If he wanted to see it right away,
no, he's like, he was on the.
I was feeling like Saggy. See, I had to finish Christmas shopping and had other things I needed to do, so I wanted to make sure it wasn't really a priority. But I kind of felt like this: if I don't see it, it's going to get spoiled for me, and I would rather see it than be spoiled. And that's kind of how I felt. I kind of felt like it was because I honestly was going to wait until like the weekend. I wasn't planning on going. I was going to go with a friend of mine on Saturday or something. But I was like, everybody's talking about it now. It's all over social media. You need to just go see it and get it over with.
Well, Sandro Maldini says invite Matt Jarbo. I don't know. Is that good to invite him right now that we have saw it too?
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Matt Jarbo.
I'm mad at Matt Jarbo.
He can come on. I'm not
I'm mad at Matt Jarbo because he told me that he told me I was wrong when him and Ty, all these people said I was wrong and that I didn't know, and there was some fence sitting going on, and I was right. Your face, Jarbo, in your face, RJ, in your face, Ty from Pop Culture Corner, in all your faces, all of you who doubted me, I never lost faith. So
I had bubble tea today.
I did too, and I
had strawberry bubble tea. I found out that I don't like the milk in the bubble tea that much.
I never tried bubble tea.
Maybe try it without milk first and then milk, because sometimes people don't like the milk in there. I don't know. What's your thoughts, Saggy? Do you milk bubble tea with the flavor, or do you like
it? It makes the boba taste better. But no, yeah, I was right. I didn't spoil it too much. By the way, I didn't spoil the movie too much. I I needed to confirm one thing and one thing only. And once I got that confirmation, that's all I needed, and I didn't spoil the rest for me. I've been actually good at not having the entire movie spoiled for me, so that was good.
All right.
Yeah, I'm actually really, really happy that this movie was as good as it is, to be honest with you. I mean, when you look at a movie like this and you hear all kinds of stuff about it and there's all kinds of hype, there's always potential for the movie to let people down. But I can honestly say I felt like this movie delivered on every promise that it made, and even some promises that it didn't make. So
I will say the one thing I think besides I have two criticisms: is the CGI. The villains didn't look as good as they did in the original form in the original movies, to me. So, but that's an industry problem I've noticed. To me personally, most people don't care about that. I think the CGI and now. I would have liked the Sinister Six, like to see 6 villains all fighting.
There were 6 villains though in this movie, I believe.
Well, there was technically 6. I don't want to get into spoilers yet.
Yeah,
it was 6, and then one of them became good. Obviously, come on, we already knew that was going to happen. But my point is,
that's not that. There was 5.
Okay, my point is though, like I knew that this movie was going to be the biggest movie of the year, that everyone was going to love it, and I knew it because from what I saw in the trailers and everything that they were trying to do, I knew that it was going to be done well. I could tell from the trailers that this movie is going to be legit crazy. You got Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man, fighting all these villains that from the other universes, the actors coming back to reprise their roles from their respected movies. I was like, yo, they already hit us with the nostalgia off the bat. The moment you saw the first trailer drop and you saw Doc Ock show up saying, "Hey, Peter," everyone lost their brains. And I was like, they got him. They got him. And I knew this movie was going to make a lot of money, and it did. So
you know what? I'm going to make 2 predictions here.
No.
$1 billion worldwide before 2022, before the end of the year. That's all regions. And I think the fastest to $1 billion. I think this is infinitely rewatchable. I see the majority of really Spider-Man fans.
There's no movie
that are going to want to go back
and pandemic times. There's no movie that's going to make that.
This is
it won't.
Zod.
It won't.
The screenings were. It's going to be 200 plus is the projection just for this weekend.
Yeah, but not a billion.
And this next week is Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, do you know how much money the Star Wars sequel trilogy made by just having it around this time? It's gonna make money. Plus all the good positive.
What the hell is Longa talking about?
He's just asking if there's gonna be spoilers in the movie. If there's gonna be
no. We're gonna give a spoiler warning before we get to the spoilers.
Yeah, give the spoiler warning because I don't want to spoil everything for me.
So far doesn't work for me. I'm asking if the stream is spoiler free. If not, I will not watch. Okay. Well, we're gonna be spoilers later on. This is from Deadline. Now Zod, listen, look at this. No Way Home eyeing 200 plus million opening, hopes to land among top 7 domestic debuts of all time. Midday update, and this is infinitely rewatchable. This is the type of thing that's next level. This is the type of thing that makes me think that they have to do something with somewhat restoring the Snyderverse, bringing back all those characters, all those actors, because they have to compete with. It's a need thing. They need to compete with Marvel to up the ante. What else can they do? They have some things available to them.
Who has to compete with Marvel?
Warner Brothers.
DC.
They need They need big DC events. They need Darkseid back. I think they're going to do the JSA and Justice League together. Meet Darkseid. They're going to have to. They're going to have to do something on that level.
I think what they will they will be in the running if they brought back the Snyder first, because unless the Zack Snyder fulfill his vision, because I did enjoy his version of the Justice League more than the later version.
Well, I will
say this, that the only way I could see DC really stepping their game up is if they bring Zack back on board. But
or at least Darkseid.
Because Warner Brothers is stupid and they clearly don't like money, I don't see it happening.
Well, Mikey Sutton.
But don't forget, there's a big merger happening next year.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the thing that everybody that says the Snyderverse doesn't have any chance to continue keeps omitting. They
there's
keep
also
forgetting
the need.
that's
There's a
that,
need.
well, not only that, but here's the thing. I've noticed how every single YouTuber, particularly that reports on there's no Snyderverse, it's not going to continue, they automatically completely remove the fact that this merger is happening and Warner Brothers is going to have new management. Why does everybody forget that? That's a big factor.
Hold on, pause. Hold on. So here's the thing with mergers, right? So first of all, who's merging with who?
That's my question.
Discovery is merging with Warner. It's Discovery taking over.
So Discovery is merging with Warner's.
Yeah.
Now, why are they doing the merger?
Because Warner Brothers isn't doing what they're supposed to be doing.
They're not making.
Okay, so who's going to be in charge of the company as a whole once this merger is done?
The head of Discovery, David Zaslav. He's in
David
control.
Zaslav is going to be the head. So what happens to all the people who are currently in the
we don't know
leadership position?
Potentially gone. Potentially.
Exactly.
So most mergers, what they do is usually they usually do the mergers because one company is struggling and the other company is doing well. So they'll merge together, and usually the company that's doing better, that's kind of the savior company, is the person who's in charge of that company usually is at the top, but they usually keep the executives or the people on the top from the other company to have some say in the company's decisions, usually like chairman, right? So I'm not saying it's not possible, but again, from a business perspective, everyone says mergers are going to change things. That's not necessarily the case. I've been in businesses and companies, worked for companies that had mergers happen. So it doesn't mean it's necessarily going to change.
This is different, though.
It just changes who sits at the top.
Every merger that I've ever been a part of, it's every merger I've ever been a part of. The boss is up top, and every changed big time. Everything changed.
Well, okay. This is the DC. This is the streaming service, though. They need to make new content. They need to make it exciting, or it's just going to keep failing. HBO Max. So they have to do something. It's not.
That I do believe that things will change. Depending on how big it will be, that's yet to see. But things will change, whether it's big or small. At least something will change.
Roosevelt, you're right, but it doesn't mean it's not potentially in some way. I say in some way. No one knows exactly
right. Nobody knows
happen.
Exactly, but I said, when it comes to the entertainment industry, if they're merging, they usually do keep those people around unless that person has
unless it's the third time they've merged and the same people keep making the same mistakes,
right?
Which is the situation.
Which is the case here.
Yeah.
I will say that it's too soon to tell because the merger hasn't officially, everything isn't set in stone.
Yeah, so it is too soon to say
mergers take
over.
a while too. A lot of companies, it takes a while to get all those dots dots put on, the T's crossed. It takes a while. Like when T-Mobile merged with Sprint, it was a few years. They had announced that merger 2-3 years prior, and then finally 3 years later, it finally officially happened. So mergers take a long time to even get to that point. So again, it's we're talking a few years until this is all said and done, where it's official that these companies are officially merged, and we won't know what's going to happen in the next few years if they are going to bring it back. And even if that's we won't see it for a few years.
Well, we'll see. Jeffrey is really wanting to move on from the Snyderverse on Spider-Man night. Can we talk about Spider-Man? Where's Andrew Casali?
Okay, Jeffrey, here's a spoiler. Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Here's another spoiler. So is Miles Morales. Miles Morales is Spider-Man too.
Yeah, what is going on with Miles Morales?
By the way, Miles Morales, I want to ask you, did anybody else catch the Miles Morales reference in the movie?
Yeah, well, that's spoilers. That's spoilers.
I'm just saying. I just said reference. That's all. There's a reference. Did anybody catch it?
Yeah,
I did.
Yes, I did. I liked it.
Okay.
We could get
some random black kid with the friggin' Spider-Man hat face on.
No. There's actually
Saggy. I want to give
great.
Saggy.
It's pretty great. I don't want to give it away either, but
people cheered. People cheered for that one.
Just watch Into the Spider-Verse.
Well, aren't they coming out with a new Into the Spider-Verse film?
Yeah.
Yes. Just watch Into the
I'm guessing they
Spider-Verse.
probably showed that film somewhere in the thing.
Now my wife still likes Into the Spider-Verse better. I put this ahead of it for me. I really like Into the Spider-Verse. But now that you see this, Zod, you still don't think in it because of the pandemic it can't reach these milestones?
I don't. I
think
just
it doesn't
don't.
matter.
I just don't see it. I just don't see it reaching $1 billion without the full capacity and the full weight of the theaters all coming down. I think the days of $1 billion movies, regardless of what they are, is over with.
I have to disagree with you.
Right.
I have to strongly disagree with you because, like Sagi said earlier, or maybe I saw it in her stream earlier, that this movie is like one of the biggest movies of the year, like anticipated movies. People like me, who was really impressed with the movie, will bring their butts back to the seats multiple times. So I think this movie does have a shot at reaching $1 billion.
I kind of agree but disagree only because I think it's going to make a lot more money than we think it's going to, but $1 billion, I don't think so, mainly because we are still in a pandemic. There are still some people who are still not going to leave their house to go see a movie right now, and because of that factor that things aren't 100% back to normal right now, I don't see it making $1 billion like right now. I think once if the world becomes a little bit more open and people are less afraid to leave their homes and not have to worry about getting sick or anything like that, then yeah, I can see it reaching that, but not anytime soon.
Exactly. There's lockdowns there's lockdowns all over the world. We're not just talking about the United States here.
People
So
are going to
to
drive
make
to see this.
$1 billion, it's got to have a big worldwide presence, regardless of how many
I think the
fanboys go back
runtime
and
isn't
forth.
overly long either. That's going to help it get there fast. I think even though there is still the pandemic, I think people are they're used to it now, and they're just going to do what they want to see this movie. They're going to be safe if they want to be safe. I kept my mask on the whole time. Most of the theater didn't, but I don't judge anyone. I'm just like, okay.
How much did it make opening weekend?
It's projected to make over 200 million. I think 220.
This is still opening weekend technically.
Yeah, and it made 50 or 60 million just on preview night.
So it's made like 200 million thus far?
No, that's just for domestic. I don't know about worldwide. That's just one night. Preview night is half a day.
Because $1 billion is a lot of money.
50 or 60 million opening night. Half a day.
I generally think was like Saggy's and Southside, but I generally believe this movie, regardless of the pandemic, will reach the at least $1 billion.
Yeah, I think it definitely will get 1 billion. My prediction is that it's also going to get there before 2022. I think it's going to get there fast.
Now, before
we'll see because the holidays. Yes,
before 2022 comes along, maybe not, but I do believe by the time it comes out of theaters, it will have made $1 billion for sure.
Marcus Cruz, I want to get everyone's thoughts on the panel here. I know what's going on here. Your thoughts on the anti-SJW saying Miles Morales is Miles Morales, but not Spider-Man. Two things. They are being ignorant doing that, but it's not the reason they keep saying it. They're saying it because they want attention and they want to trigger people online. They are more a fan of that instead of comics. I think if they're actually more a fan of the comics and the characters, but let's be real, they're doing it to get a reaction. We're giving them the reaction. They just want to be able to say stupid shit and just trigger people. They care more about that than the actual entertainment. That's their entertainment. That's what they care about most.
So I will say, so I know somebody mentioned Midnight's Edge. The only reason why I give him that pass on that take is because he actually went into detail and explained his reasoning why he said it, which it was mainly just him saying Miles Morales isn't a character that he is for him. He thinks he explained it in great detail. It wasn't like his skin color or anything like that. He explained the Miles Morales character and why that didn't resonate with him, and that at least he explained why he said that. Whereas everyone else just says it, and there's no explanation to why they thought that at all. Really, at least with Midnight's Edge, he gave a detailed explanation why he said that, which I could at least be like, okay, so it's not because Miles Morales is a different like person or whatever. He explained that Miles Morales' character is not the Spider-Man that he personally likes.
Yeah,
and
that's not factual saying not Spider-Man though, because he is actually Spider-Man. Even if you say he's not the most popular or not your favorite, it's still not factual saying he's not Spider-Man. You know?
But see, if so for instance, you know how sometimes people will see a character played by like a certain actor and be like, oh, like that's not my Batman because he's played by somebody else. Like I can understand if like, because they do change some of these characters' personalities around sometimes.
But why are they saying it so much now? Because they actually think that, or just to get attention? It's because they're trying to.
No, I think everybody else is doing it for attention. But when somebody brought up Midnight Edge, I was like, I watched that thread. He at least explained in great detail why he didn't feel that was Spider-Man, and it was more based on the characteristics of the personality traits of Miles Morales more than anything else. And at least he took the time to at least explain that, where everybody else is just like, no, Miles Morales is Spider-Man. Miles Morales is just Miles Morales. And that, at least, that's a stupid argument, but at least one of them at least explained in greater detail why they felt that way, which is a lot better.
I have to agree with Jackie about it being a stupid argument. Like Miles Morales, just Miles Morales. What I find stupid is Miles Morales being Spider-Man when Peter Parker is Spider-Man. I think maybe they should do it kind of like the style where, kind of like the Batman Beyond, where like Spider-Man's kind of retiring from Spider-Man, then Miles Morales takes the gap to become Spider-Man, so there won't be two Spider-Men. That's where I think they should go, but that's just me. That's just me.
After watching this movie, Miles Morales could have easily fit into this story. They could have brought him. They could have brought him. They could have brought him into it too. And that's why I say when you have a reference like the way he was referenced in this movie, I thought was cool. But at the same time, I was like, why didn't they just have him in there? I mean, he could have fit. He could have helped out too. It was so perfectly set up, the chemistry, the way that they did it. Not to get into spoilers, but the idea that Miles Morales is generally an accepted Spider-Man, and he's been Spider-Man for several years now. So it's not like Miles Morales is really a new character or he's a new Spider-Man. So for me, that was the one thing with this movie I thought that they could have did better if they would have actually included Miles Morales as an actual Spider. Yes, there you go, Max.
I think with what they want to do with Miles Morales, if they do want to bring him to a live action big screen, I think they want to give him his own movie. I think that would be a better way to introduce him, because it means the focus is all on him and it separates him from Peter Parker Spider-Man. You know, so I feel like including him in this movie, as much as it would be cool to see, I think that it would take away from Miles Morales' character as is. I think that would be better to introduce him into his own universe, like bring him into the world as himself and have people like kind of go into that without it just being like, oh, we just gotta have so many Spider-Men on the screen.
The thing is he's such an important character to Spider-Man mythology.
Frozen TMNT.
He's somebody he's somebody who we should all be there. Heck? Wow. Okay.
There's two Phil TMNTs.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Okay. Sorry, my connection lagged on me. So it booted me out.
I'll move. Yeah, you deserve to be there, not Saggy. No, I'm just kidding. I apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, put Saggy next to me. Saggy's on my side.
Okay.
Yeah, Max, not $1 million.
Yeah.
No, people really think I'm high about this. No, I watch it. I'm not saying domestic. I'm saying worldwide. But
like Zod said, a lot of places worldwide are still in lockdowns. Their theaters unopened.
I'm telling you, this movie.
See, I'm telling you, I'm going to ignore what you and Zod said about the world not being 100% open and just be like, I'm telling you, this movie's going to make $1 million worldwide. But not
Matt Jarbo's here.
Worldwide. Why is this punk here? By the way, Jarbo, I was right. I told you.
What?
I told you. I told you.
What? You were right that you smell? Yeah, I know that.
Okay, why is he here again?
I was invited.
We were too busy yelling when I was trying to take a nap.
Only Matt Jarbo can make the word invited sound like it's something nasty. Like I was invited. Like dude, like really?
Hey, send
Everything
the
sounds
link.
negative.
Saggy.
Instead of Billy D. Williams. Baby, I was invited. You know, it'd be a little bit different. It's Southern
Saggy,
drawl.
can you send the link to Broden? I haven't had him on the show yet.
I don't know if he has Twitter anymore.
Wait, hold on, Saggy. When you were talking about Midnight's Edge, who specifically were you talking about?
This is why he's here.
Tom? Tom? Okay. Yeah, no. Let's
Because I know what you're going with this, but no, I was just saying that like out of everyone who was saying that Miles Morales wasn't Spider-Man, Tom was like the only one I saw at least explaining why he felt that way in great detail, which was like at least he was making it like he was letting people know like no, it's not like what everyone's making it. I'm not saying it because he's a black person. I'm saying because his story arc to me didn't reach to me. It didn't speak to me. That's why I'm saying it. Which again, I don't agree with him. I think I still think you could still say Miles Morales is Spider-Man, but at least he took it upon himself to explain it in greater detail, where everyone else was just like, Miles Morales is just Miles Morales. He's not Spider-Man. So
See, the thing is though, but still, he's still playing into that narrative. He's still backing up that narrative, you know, because remember, this is a guy who most likely has a fair amount of starch in his laundry, if you know what I'm saying. And
I don't know
Peter Parker.
What does that mean?
If you know the history of comics, Peter Parker did not give his name Spider-Man. He was not the one.
Oh, that's a nice cat, Phil.
Spider-Man.
Oh, thank you.
He was not the one that came up with the name Spider-Man.
Aw.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
yeah.
He's back. Like most of the people who watch comic book movies don't actually read the comics.
I gotta agree with you there, Matt. That's absolutely true, and that's the problem. When you have so many people that it's fine if you don't like comics and comics aren't your thing, but then when people go and they criticize certain things about these films that are totally comic book accurate or are lifted straight from the comics, and then they turn around and say, oh well, that's not right, that character wouldn't act that way. Yeah, it's ludicrous to me. But Miles Morales in particular has been Spider-Man for so long and has built up such a following in his own right. I mean, to actually not consider him to be Spider-Man just because that version of the character doesn't appeal to you is kind of nonsensical too.
Well,
you still have to acknowledge that he's Spider-Man.
They're just doing it to be negative. That's
when
really
Nerdrotic, and I'm going to call him out by name because I don't care, but Nerdrotic has the worst takes, dude. And this is how you know. Just to go
Nerdrotic is the worst.
No, he's not even a fan, because here's the thing. I've never read a Shang-Chi comic. I never knew who Shang-Chi was. But the one comment that spoke out to me, and this is why I knew Nerdrotic didn't know what he was talking about, was when he kept harping on the fact that the iron rings were bracelets. He's like, stop calling them rings, they're bracelets. I'm like, dude, I've watched enough martial arts movies in my entire lifetime growing up where I know what martial art friggin' rings are. They're meant for training. They're training rings. That's what they're called.
Yes.
They're a common thing in martial arts. And the fact that he said that, I'm like, you are so like uneducated.
He doesn't research. He doesn't do his research.
He does things to get money, and that's it.
He's
defend his
on other people's cultures. Like that's an old ancient like trading thing that they did in martial arts, where they had the rings that were weights. They put weights on their arms that were rings, and they were weights. So when they were actually, fighting and stuff, they had that extra weight. So when they took the weight off, they would fight faster. It was building muscle. And like, I get they incorporated that into a mystical thing, like a magical element in Shang-Chi, but it's still part of Asian culture. And the fact that he was harping on that, I'm like, dude, I don't even have to read a Shang-Chi comic to know that those are rings and they're called rings. Look it up in history. Like, you could have taken 2 seconds to Google it.
Well, we can get into spoilers soon. What I wanted to hear Matt Jarbo's my prediction about a billion worldwide before the end of the year.
Before the end of the year might be tough. I don't even think Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker hit $1 billion before
people are ready. There's not. It's also not an extremely long runtime with so much rewatchability.
It is a long runtime. But it's not like I'll just use it as an example. Like Justice League was 2 hours. You know what I mean? Like they cut that thing down in order to get.
Yeah, but it's not rewatchable like this, though.
It's not rewatchable. No, this is rewatchable, and this is enjoyable multiple times.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I would argue that, like, look, it's pulling in. It did 43 million international in its opening day. You know, it's looking to pull in, I think, like 380 million worldwide in its opening week. I think is what I was reading. Those numbers could change, so don't quote me on that. And but look, man, it's like everyone I know is talking about this movie. Everyone I know is excited to see this movie.
Yes.
Even people who like my girlfriend was like, well, we'll just watch it when it comes out. You know, get it when it gets out on home video, because she's not really big in the theaters anymore. But like, and you know, and that's going to be a lot of other people. But the movie's gonna look. The thing is, the movie's going to do well in any format. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
could vouch for Jarble for that.
what?
Man,
I follow people on Twitter that don't care about the MCU or Marvel in general that have seen the movie and loved it.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah,
man, I got a question for you. Do you think that if they would have, and this was a theory that I had early on, do you think that if they would have released, say for example, you know how they put Mulan on Disney Plus, and they charged, I think it was $40 or something along those lines at the same time. Yeah. Okay. Well, if they did the same thing for Spider-Man, do you think that would have been just as beneficial? Because my theory was that if they would have done that, they would have made just as much money from the home market as they could have made from any theatrical run they're going to get, and they would have hit the targets of the people that don't, like you just mentioned, like your girlfriend not being interested in going to the theaters and stuff. So my question is, do you think that if they would have released it on home video day and date and just would have shown charged a premium, that would have made a difference, and then maybe they could put all that together and then maybe get to that $1 billion mark that Max is talking about?
So I do think that if it was a different scenario, it maybe could have worked that way. Like if the movie would have come out last year, and I say that because Black Widow did 80 million in its opening weekend theatrically domestic, and it did 60 million on Disney Plus in its opening weekend. Overall, it did over 120 million for Disney Plus with the premiere access. So I mean, that was 120 million dollars that Disney made without having to split it with anybody, you know?
So here's also the thing, though, before you continue, not many people, I should say many, but there weren't as many people that were hyped for Black Widow as there were for, like, the Spider-Man movie.
Well, not at the time.
Well, I think what you have to realize, though, is what we're talking about is loyalty to the brand. Above all else, loyalty to the brand. And so Marvel fans will show up. Look at Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi opened theatrical only. Labor Day weekend did I think $90 million. You know, Venom 2, $90 million. The Eternals didn't do, I forget what the Eternals did, 70 million, I think. You know, even with its like lower
with the mixed reviews.
Marcus Cruz. What if they did do something like that? Oh my god.
No, they're done.
I don't know what you're talking about because we're not in spoiler territory yet.
So but people know they're in the movie.
Spoilers warning.
Spoilers, I gotta go. Thank you for having me. I gotta go. I don't want to
spoiler warnings.
Oh, okay.
But
they know they're in the movie. The people already know they're in the movie. We just don't know. We just haven't said what way.
Well, not everyone knows they're in. We gotta still be careful about that.
Yeah, you know what I'll do? I'll create a banner.
Are we spoilers? Are we in spoilers?
Hold on. Let me finish my point here. Okay. So here's the other side of that, Zod. Is this movie is not distributed by the Walt Disney Company. This is distributed by Sony Pictures.
It's not going to go on Disney Plus. It won't go on Disney Plus.
It will go to Disney Plus, actually, but it won't go to Disney Plus for about 18 months.
That's what I was thinking about.
Because the other two Spider-Man movies that are like the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies are on Disney Plus. So
true. Hold on. The thing is, though, there's deals that Sony recently inked with both Netflix and Disney. So the movie will probably go to Netflix first, and then after that contract expires, it will then go to Disney Plus, because that's what they're doing with that right now. It's like they're doing the Netflix stuff first, but I think Spider-Man, it might go there sooner than that. I don't quite recall all of it, but in regards to the theatrical release of this movie, this is all being done by Sony. And so that's the whole part of the agreement is Marvel Studios produces the film and they get like, I think they're now getting like 25% of the total gross. Beforehand, they're like for Homecoming and Far From Home, they only got 5% of first day gross. And first day gross is Thursday and Friday. So that's all the money they got. That's why there was that big dispute 2 years ago where they're like, we want more money, goddammit. You know, and so yes, if they were to put it on Premier Access right now, yeah, I'm pretty sure the movie would do several $100 million in home video sales from people who want to get it. It would also be the most pirated movie on the planet of the year, of maybe even the decade.
Well, from what I've heard, it's on track. It's on track already to be that. But that's just. But that's another story. But yeah,
there's this movie that, like, again, in the first 20 minutes of this film, a certain thing happened that made me already just go, well, I don't need to see anymore. I've already hit peak 10 out of 10. You know, it was a little scene. I'm not
agreed. I know what you're gonna say, and I agree with you completely.
Yeah. And I'm just like, well,
I know that saying.
You've sold me on this movie. I don't need to see anymore. And then later on, I'm like, okay, I can, I need to change my underwear. It was good stuff. But
I'll just say this. We're in spoiler territory. I'm going to say a hot take here. Daredevil Matt Murdock was not needed in this movie.
Oh, yes, he was.
Him being in the movie was awesome. It was just nice to see him again.
He was already needed. Okay, okay. Here's the thing. It was really nice to see him. Yes, it was like, as a person who watched the Netflix series, hell yeah, it was great. It did like a lot. Like, of course, that was fan service, but in terms of story, I can kind of see what you mean. Any old person who was a lawyer of Peter Parker would have been fine. But then we wouldn't have gotten the badass scene of him catching that break.
Okay. Well, if you could have any other lawyer or Matt Murdock, who would you pick?
Wait, who?
Just a regular lawyer.
No, you have Matt Murdock. Dude, the implications of that scene are why it's so cool. It's not that he caught the break.
If you could just pick a regular lawyer, Aaron, or Matt Murdock, you'd pick a regular lawyer to be in that scene.
You know, I'll say this. You know why they did it? You know why they had a release date at around the same time? They did it exactly the same time as how Hawkeye episode 5 came out and revealed the Kingpin. That's the reason they did it. That's the only reason they did it.
And this is why the MCU's fun. This is what Warner Brothers needs.
I'm like this. Okay, any chance to see Charlie Cox back, regardless of if he's in the suit or out of the suit. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I watched that show on Netflix, some of the coolest scenes in Netflix in the show was when he was being the lawyer, when he was being Matt Murdock.
Yeah,
so,
but like,
to me, seeing him be in this movie to me was just like one of the greatest things that we could have ever imagined. Wow,
that hot take gives me a headache.
That's terrible.
I can't understand that.
And
like,
you all think I have bad hot takes?
Yeah, well, you do. You do.
It's great seeing him, but like,
yeah, but like, if you could pick it, if you as a fan could see just a regular lawyer or Matt Murdock, I'd pick Matt. It's like a fan's wet dream. It's a fan's wet dream. This movie. Well, I want to say this first side. This movie is beyond nerds' expectations that they would ever see on the big screen.
It just doesn't do anything for Matt Murdock in the future right now. That's it just shows him the MCU. That's it. But like,
introduces him into the MCU.
Can I explain?
That's it. That's
all
it right now.
Here's the thing: is when the shows are on Netflix, because of the dick measuring contest between Kevin Feige and Ike Perlmutter. Perlmutter oversaw Marvel Television. He kept Inhumans from Kevin Feige, and he's the one who made sure that the interconnectivity between Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the Netflix shows, and everything else did not go back to the MCU. It was all a ploy to fuck over Kevin Feige. Now, Kevin Feige is in control of everything. He's got it all. Even Marvel Comics he's in control of. So basically, he's like, look, Netflix canceled the show three years ago. we had to wait 2 years for a cool down period, but we know the fans want him back, and we got them back. Now it's in the MCU. There's no question about if they're connected or not. It is our Daredevil. It is our MCU Matt Murdock. And like,
I do hope at least, because a couple of weeks ago there was a leaked document, possibly a Daredevil show or like movie in the future. I don't want to be. I want a movie Daredevil. I'd rather have an MCU version of a movie version, not a show.
I want a continuation. I want a continuation of the show, and I want to see him in films.
Oh, here we go!
Awesome.
Continuation of the show too.
Tobey Maguire, #1 fan is.
I
here.
hope H Bars. Thank you. I hope so. Because yeah, that'll be awesome.
Or we are in the spoilers. Were you worried at that Tobey Maguire scene towards the end of the film, Andrew?
I was. I thought he was gonna die too.
Like when hold on a second. When I saw like when the portal opened and then he came out, I was like,
well, we knew, Andrew. But I'm saying that scene after he fights the Goblin.
oh, you thought that was where he died?
Yeah, because you were so concerned about that. And all of these live streams, you're like getting mad at people in the chat.
Oh, thank God he didn't. He was like,
okay,
I've
thank
been
goodness.
stabbed before.
Yeah, Andrew. I saw some of your comments leading up to the release of the movie, dude. We're all glad he lived.
Yes. No, but that was. I actually thought of you at the.
They kind of had us at the end there, though. They kind of had us.
As soon as he got stabbed, I'm all like, "Oh man, Andrew gonna kill some people."
I thought of Andrew too. I'm like, "Oh, this is an Andrew gotcha moment," because he's like, "Oh, he's actually still alive." I'm like, "They got Andrew." H. Bart says Hawkeye episode 6
I hope so too, H. Bart. I hope so.
Canon. He's canon.
I mean,
Yeah, Daredevil's. Before we get into further, Daredevil is canon. If he wasn't, I highly doubt he would be shown in the Spider-Man movie, which is connected to the MCU. So hence he's canon. Same as
Kingpin. But also Kingpin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was leading into that.
So I have a question for you guys. This is long-term thinking. Will we see Elektra and Bullseye? Because I think Elektra will most likely be recast because that actress has like their own show that she's starring in.
I don't know.
She could probably make a guest appearances, maybe. Bullseye. What do you think? You think Karen Page comes back?
Yeah.
They already said that Foggy and Karen are coming back. Yeah.
You know what I've been noticing is that there's been a lot of love, like a lot of people asking the question now, like, are we going to get Mike Coulter back as Luke Cage?
He has his own show too.
Yeah, I know it's illegal, but it's a cable show. It's a Paramount Plus show. So like that's only going to shoot part of the year.
Yeah.
And then I've been seeing some love for Finn Jones as Iron Fist, and I'm like, all right then, like give us some Finn Jones love. That guy deserves a second chance.
Well, that actress that was on her show is in The Matrix, and she's becoming a bigger star now too.
Henwick, Jessica Henwick.
Oh yeah, no, she's in some stuff. Yeah, man. Yeah.
So I don't know if
she turned down Shang-Chi from Matrix
because she's going to come back as Colleen Wing.
Probably.
I mean, like, come on, man. Like, like straight up, you got to know at that point. Like, it's like, well, you can come in for this movie, but it's maybe a different character, or she gets to already come back on an established character. We might get her teamed up with Misty Knight. So that'd be pretty
I'm sorry, Andrew. I think Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man.
I already know what you're about to say. I've been seeing this everywhere. It's all about him, and that's fine. But I think it's still because the scene where he reunites with Octavius with the Daniel theme made me tear a little.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. That was a great. I mean, I actually the endings, the ending when they're able to help the villains become, end their tendency ways. Everything, even with Electro, we made up with Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. That was great too.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
100 says Daredevil was probably snapped away and Fisk regained power. Ooh,
maybe
that's interesting.
We know Elena was snapped, right? So maybe Daredevil too. And
I like that Spider-Man 3 and No Way Home were all about redemption.
Yeah.
And like flat out, man, like that fact that they culminated 20 years of storytelling and they did it as good as they did. is wild, and it works.
Jeffrey Mill, I'm all over the place. I'm just thinking about random thoughts about it.
Oh, there's a lot to talk about. That's the thing.
Dude, I did a 2-hour live stream last night talking spoilers, and I kept trying to like hold off the end of the movie conversation until the end of the stream, but it's
too much. There's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to cover, and there's like stuff we didn't even cover.
I still wish we got more Andrew Garfield Spider-Man because I love him.
He was good. He was good in how he was used, though. I thought his character was.
I thought all of
very
them were.
well. Yeah,
That's not taking away from Toby. It's not taking away from Toby, other Andrew.
No, Tom Holland still shined. It was still Tom Holland's shine. People thought they were going to take away from Tom Holland's Spider-Man. They clearly didn't.
No, they.
Oh,
I
no,
mean, look,
that's
when
like
they
one of
put
the
them
best
all
things about
together.
this movie.
Tom Holland put in his best performance as Spider-Man. I
Yes.
think he's
the only
ever
one
had.
who, am I
Period.
the only one who cares about seeing my childhood back?
We wanted to, Andrew. It's
Well,
all our childhood.
everyone else doesn't seem to say. Even people in the chat's thinking that.
Well, Toby was amazing too.
I mean,
Toby really.
look what Sandro said. He thought Andrew's scenes were better than Toby's.
That doesn't mean he doesn't like it.
I
It's
think
just his opinion.
the difference between the Andrew and the Toby thing is Toby was the big brother. Okay.
Mhm.
And that's
Toby
cool.
was the established Spider-Man, the one who made it work. Yeah, there were sacrifices along the way, but he's the one who learned from his mistakes and the one who came out in a way that could give advice to the younger two.
He's
Like
more
the
the
whole-
wiser Spider-Man. He was his wiser Spider-Man.
But I
Yeah,
did
right?
but
Like
his-
the whole scene when Andrew's having a little bit of that self-doubt, and he's all like, "No, you're amazing." I love that, by the
okay,
way.
I'll give
Because Andrew Garfield's
that was
Spider-Man is not much older than Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Not when we see him in this movie.
Yeah.
But the fact that like the scene where they were talking about like the web shooters, that had
Oh,
me
that was
rolling with
funny.
Yeah, me too.
they were just
Okay.
like 'cause they wanted perfect chemistry. Like I want a movie with all three of them. I want them to be
Yeah,
together again. Like
They need
That
to
would
do
be-
a.
I
They
did-
need to do a Spider-Verse film because this is, a Spider-Verse live action with all of them. And the thing
so
for
what
me,
is 46?
the thing for me was when I loved the most was when they were all talking about the experience, their experiences of loss that they
My
all
Uncle
dealt
Ben was
with,
killed.
how they
It
all
was my
had to
problem.
explain about it, and it was all
Andrew,
done so beautifully.
Please don't talk when other people are, so we can hear what they're saying. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead. Okay, now you could go, Andrew.
Yeah, I agree with Ty was saying. Like, I like that scene where Toby was like, "My Uncle Ben was killed. It was my fault." But I also agree with what Jarbo said. I like the banter the three Spider-Mans had together. Like, I like I laughed at one scene where Toby said, "The Avengers? That's great. What is that?"
Yeah. The strength of them talking all together was amazing. Like, I didn't think it was going to be that good. Like, I didn't think there was going to be longer dialogue scenes with so much Easter eggs and so much fun.
My back.
They talked so
Oh, yeah.
much to each other. Like, Grace Randolph was wrong. I'll admit it.
Well,
Grace
Grace
Randolph
doesn't know what she's talking about.
Grace said, prepare yourself for don't expect too much from Toby and
She's
Andrew.
dead
There was
wrong.
a lot
100%
there.
wrong.
I might have to do a separate video. Grace was wrong.
Well, here's the thing. She might have also been managing expectations for the greater good. I mean, like when it came to, let's say, the Luke Skywalker thing for Mandalorian, Mikey knew about that, and afterward we were talking, and he's all like, "I didn't tell you because I didn't want to spoil it for you." So, I mean, 'cause that's the thing is like Campia spoiled it, and he shouldn't have spoiled it. And then he doubled down.
Phil, thank you.
Idiot. So
Phil has to head out. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta head out because my internet right now is being weird. I don't want it to kick me out like randomly. So
all right.
I'll still hang out in the chat, but it was great.
Okay.
Being on the panel with you. Awesome.
All right, thank you, Phil. Yeah. All right. So H. Bart's Andrew got his redemption. Gave
Yes.
Finn Jones hid in Shang-Chi 2: Legend of the Iron Fist.
Hell yeah.
I hope so.
No, H Bart's is all over that. We've talked about that in DM a bit.
Okay.
He's all about that, and I agree with him. I mean, like, here's the thing though with this is like this movie to me was fantastic all the way through. Like, people were complaining about it being like too long or like it dragged in the middle, and I'm like, if you pay attention, like, I have a friend who really hated Far From Home because they feel that the movie completely misunderstood what Spider-Man is. And the reasons why they complained were like Spider-Man doesn't have like rental problems, he doesn't have money issues, that he's got too much tech that he's using. And every, I guess, like everything that by the end of this movie, they basically went like, nope,
Nothing.
like, nothing. He's gone. Okay.
You know what's funny? Like nobody. Nobody knows who he is. So like, he has to like fake everything now. He has to create up with his own persona now as a person, not just Spider-Man, but as a person.
Well, H. Bart's says this feature like goodbye to the villains, but Toby and Andrew do not feel like they are done.
I think they're done.
Okay, yeah. Be the kill.
I don't know. I mean, look, okay, like I'll look. I'm usually not the most optimistic person. All right, I'm not the most optimistic. I'm pretty like cynical in a few ways. But I think Toby is done. I do. Yes. Toby, I think, is done. Andrew, don't get mad. Don't get mad. You got him back. It was like 14 years, and you got.
I
him
agree
back.
with Andrew.
Right? Like, be happy you got him. Like I'm not saying like they're not going to bring him. But Andrew, look, here's the thing. Andrew Garfield is younger. He got his redemption in this movie. He got a heel, which is what audiences wanted. What the fans wanted was for Andrew Garfield to heal.
Well, for your information, Jarbo, I
think Garfield's. I agree with you, Garfield, Jarbo. I think Garfield's gonna.
Hold on. Let Andrew finish. He's trying to. He's
wearing his Spider-Man jammies. Come on, let him go.
Yeah, Andrew, go.
Okay, Andrew, cool down. This is just difference of opinions. Okay, cool down. All right, go say your piece.
This feels more like an Andrew praising stream.
No.
They're both good.
Praising Toby.
No.
There's no reason to feel down if you're any. Look, this movie delivered for every single different fan of Spider-Man.
Unless you're a fan of Miles Morales Spider-Man, then all you got was a brief reference.
Andrew, you know the post-credit scene, right, with the guys with the Venom stuff, and Venom goes back to his reality. I think there's a chance Andrew Garfield Spider-Man might be part of that universe.
I will give a hot take. I think Venom still does not feel that great in this universe. I still don't see it.
I don't know what's going on with that, and I was not happy with that.
That post credit. I don't even think it's.
I know what's happening. I like
the first Venom more than the Venom 2 in this, and I don't hate it. I don't want to hate on.
I can tell you exactly what that means. That means that that Venom, that Tom Hardy's Venom, is not going to be part of the MCU. Yeah. It means that little piece of the symbiote that was left on the bar is going to be found by another character, and there's going to be a new villain, a new Venom in the MCU, or it's going to be Spider-Man with the black costume.
It's going to end up
one
doing
of the
black
two.
suit. They're going to have to.
Yeah.
If the rumor about Secret Wars is possibly happening after Secret Invasion, there's a chance that could happen. Like, very good chance.
Rhea thinks this is more optimistic about seeing Wesley Snipes in the new Blade project. I don't know about that one. I would like to see it.
I think they're going to stay away from him a bit. I mean,
I think Wesley Snipes is going to cameo. I really do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, wait, before we jump off topic here, let me ask you guys a question about the Venom thing. Because there's a logic problem that I have with that. Yeah. And that is, in the movie, they said people who know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man made their way through. And yet you're like, but wait a minute here, hold on. Venom, Tom Hardy didn't know that Peter Parker.
The symbiote, no. Not Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy doesn't know, but the symbiote knows.
Got it. No. Yes, because the symbiote in Venom 2 says he recognized them, but Tom Hardy didn't.
So he just says he looks tasty. That's all he says.
Yes, he looks tasty. Yeah.
But this symbiote is supposed to be experience. It's the symbiote. I think has gone through multiverses.
I mean, look,
exactly.
Okay,
no. But if you look at what the symbiote can do, and if you look at what the symbiote can do in the comics and stuff, then you'll understand that that's exactly how they're using the symbiote now. The idea is not that Tom Hardy's character knows who Peter Parker is, because he never did. He doesn't. But the symbiote has experience. It's an alien. It's gone through several different timelines, universes, all that.
You did say that.
So I think
maybe
it's
it's
it's gonna be Black Suit Spider-Man.
Venom did say that.
Maybe
Venom
it
did say
is.
that.
Maybe it is. What's the Venom for Venom 3? Maybe it's the same.
Topher Grace?
Wait, hold on. I have an idea. I have a thought. What if, because we know that the multiverse is now open, that they're going to be able to pull from it, what if Doctor Strange down the road has to reunite that symbiote with Venom? And that symbiote is going to be the one that gets the black suit, and then that ends up pulling in Tom Hardy again, and then reconnects and gives him the black suit.
I don't know, maybe.
Because look, the thing is they're all part of, like, Sony is creating the Sony Pictures, or Sony's Spider-Man universe, whatever the F they're calling it now, I forget. But like having Vulture pop up, having Spider-Man 3 costume show up there, or was it Spider-Man PS4 costume in the Morbius trailer? Like, we don't know what their plans are, but like it all feels connected, and I think like they're not going to like walk away from that. There's too much money. If they diverge, there's too much money that they're leaving on the table for both Marvel and for Sony, because Sony's like, they need the cash. Like, this is going to be maybe another $1 billion movie, and guess what? Spider-Man Far From Home was Sony Pictures' first $1 billion movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's like, and if their second $1 billion movie is another Spider-Man movie, and another film that got close to that was $800 million with the first Venom, and whatever this new Venom did in Morbius, like, that's what they're making their money. Why would they even remotely try to like walk away from that? Like, they got to work that deal.
Well, H Parts brings back the person earlier in the stream, Motive to Shine, who predicted everything right about No Way Home and Venom, said Toby and Andrew might be in Secret Wars.
Please.
They could keep it going. I honestly think there wouldn't be a reason that.
Just keep it going.
Well, if they wanted to, I don't see why Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield would say no at this point.
I
didn't think he'd come back for this movie.
And then also with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine too. While this opportunity potentially, it's there. We have
to get to Secret Wars, because first we have to get.
Well,
to
Kevin Feige makes it happen. I watched interviews with him saying he said why not, and he tries to do it, and he because of the history there of bringing on other studios, other property holders. People, when Feige says let's try, people are like, yeah, money.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, look at the goodwill that the audience has.
Yeah.
Right? The goodwill. Like, I mean, look, I'm not trying, again, to kind of reference to the whole DC thing. It's like when the Snyder Cut came out, we're all excited talking about the Snyder Cut, but it's also then this animosity that's built around the continuation, and that's where I'll just leave that. But at least here we're like, yeah, no, we know it's coming. Like we can look at the architect of it all and go, the architect is doing it. And that's the frustration that a lot of us have with the other company. But at least here we know, and because we know and we have faith and we have trust in that person, we are able to then like trust the plan for the future, because they haven't really let us down.
Blinded Brill says Venom knows Peter through the hive mind. Raiden.
See, I don't know. I don't buy that. I think that's a little bit too far of a stretch, but
John Watts. Rumor is John Watts might direct the Fantastic Four movie.
Well, no, he is directing the Fantastic Four movie. He is. So yeah.
Well, Sandro Maldini.
I hope they get the cast soon.
I don't think I would be happy, but I don't think we're going to get a glimpse at Doctor
It's
Strange.
It's going to be Quantumania is when we see it.
Quantumania.
Yeah, that makes the most amount of sense, because Kang the Conqueror is going to be introduced officially in that movie, and then we're probably going to get the Fantastic Four, at least like their introduction before going into their solo film, and then of course they're leading towards, because as I've said, this phase, or this set of phases is going to be the multiverse saga. That's going to be 4, 5, and 6. And everyone that was all freaking out at the beginning of the year when we got, WandaVision and then everything else, and they're like, oh, phase 4 kind of sucks. It's like, well, a year later, we're all on our hands and knees kissing Feige's feet going like, please, sir, can we get some more? It's
I mean,
been good.
it's to be truly face.
Well, Ray is talking about a leak here, so spoilers. I don't know
Wonder
what she's
Woman
talking
stuff.
about.
It's Wonder
Ray,
Woman.
so I'm going to
Shazam,
highlight this for Shazam.
Yeah,
Wonder Woman and
it's been leaked.
Shazam too.
Yeah, it's been leaked today.
Man.
Well, I also heard that
Thanks a lot,
Aquaman
Rhea.
and Wonder Woman 3 is what I heard about Aquaman.
Yeah.
Oh,
So they're gonna they're gonna take the two most popular properties and keep them going.
so like Flash, if the Flash movie is Flashpoint, maybe Flashpoint still continues on. Not in Wonder Woman 3.
I don't freaking.
Did you guys get the Flashpoint joke at the beginning and the beginning of this movie?
Oh yeah.
That was great. I was like, wow, look at them taking shots at DC.
Yeah.
And the fact that he wrote that book so fast,
right?
Like he wrote that book like super quick, and everything. But what I saw someone say this last night. What if Flash Thompson ends up becoming the Venom in the next
I would
Spider-Man?
like that.
It's very possible.
I would prefer that than Mark.
Because because he didn't have that big of a role in this movie.
Yeah.
He got really sidelined, and same with Betty Brant too. Betty Brant had one shot in the film. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, but I would like to see Tony Ravioli. Not raviolis.
Raviolis. I want some raviolis.
I could get two shits about that.
But I like him as Flash. I like him as
I don't
Flash.
like it.
Well, H Port
He's
says
not the typical Flash we're used to. Is that what? Or is that?
Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
H Port says from what Andrew said in the film, it sounded like he started killing people. I was sort of like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I'm pulling my punch. I'm not stop pulling my punches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like, and then again, but the way he said it, that was like probably his weakest delivery. And because he's trying to be emotional, but he's like, I didn't stop. I stopped pulling my punches, and I'm like, oh snap,
The most powerful moment for me in this movie, like there were some great moments, but when Andrew's Spider-Man Garfield saved MJ for Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
I'll tell you the most
Oh yeah, what a redemption!
The only
arc.
reason she's still.
God.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Andrew. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. What?
Sorry about that. I just had something in my nose. Well, I was gonna say it's the most powerful moment for me was seeing. I kind of said it already. Otto Octavius reuniting with Tobey Maguire with the music.
Oh yeah. Octavius did great.
I love that when they reconnected and he looks at me, he's all like, Peter, you've gotten older.
Trying to do better.
Yeah, like and I really love that like Doc Ock was a good guy. Because he's such a misunderstood. I mean, he's definitely a villain, but I like that they gave him the redemption. Or also when Superman
I can
showed
say
up.
almost all the villains are misunderstood.
Sorry, Hans. Look,
right?
I said we gave spoilers and there's highlights. Oh, sorry, Hans.
All the villains are great. Like even the ones that were sidetracked, the ones are like the ones like Sandman and Lizard. Even though they were not like I would say Electro, Doc Ock and Green Goblin were mostly the villains. I think Doc Ock became obviously a good guy most halfway through the film, but they were like the main focus of the villains. But they did a good job with the Lizard and Sandman too.
Or how about guys when Octavius said his name to the kids and they all started laughing at the name Otto Octavius like it was literally the stupidest name ever.
Yeah,
I thought that was hilarious.
But can I say one thing? Like,
it goes. Yeah, sorry, Andrew. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I thought even though I loved Willem Dafoe's performance, I think like in the scene on the bridge where he flies through the smoke and does a ha ha ha. I thought it was great seeing him back in that suit, but it was only for one shot. Then he smashed the helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot to do, though. They had a lot to do in that movie, and so some stuff probably got cut down a little bit. I would love it if there's an extended cut,
Oh my God! Release the Watts cut.
I'm all for extended cuts of basically every movie.
Did Tobey Spiderman mention Harry Osborn to
He did.
The Green Goblin?
Yeah, he did. He said yes, I did. He died in my arms after he tried to kill me. It was hard.
No, but he did mention to the Green Goblin. I know he said it to Ned. but I don't remember mentioning
no,
his son to the Green Goblin.
Toby did not talk to Norman once.
No, but at the ending when they're about to go back, like he could have said something. Oh no, that would have been worse.
Well, no,
His
because
regret.
at the time, because of where that Green Goblin is from, Harry is still alive.
Oh, okay.
And there was a
I have a
mention
theory on this.
when Norman was talking with Aunt May, and he's like, I mean, Oscorp doesn't exist here. Harry, he just says, he just like my son Harry or whatever. And like, we know what happened.
That's
He
true.
doesn't know what happened, and they don't tell him that because we don't know. Again, when they go back to their universe, we don't know what happens, and I'm hoping that becomes a what if. You know what I mean? Like,
hopefully that becomes another movie. I mean, my goodness,
multiverse of madness, man. That could be a thing.
Well, here's the thing. I have a theory that Toby and Andrew went back to their original timelines where their movies still happened, but the villains went back to alternate timelines of their universes where they never died.
Maybe. I mean, the only one, like the thing that's going to be weird is to see, like, will they survive, because it was right before they died. Right?
I don't hate the helmet. I liked it.
Because they're the ones who were destined to, I think 3 of them were destined to die. Because I think it was Electro, Green Goblin, and Doc Ock were destined to die. And we know Lizard and Sandman survive.
Yeah. Well, what I just really enjoyed, like the fact that I liked the Aunt May, Uncle Ben switch with the great responsibility comes great power, or with great power comes great responsibility.
Oh, that hurt too. Ooh.
Well,
yeah, that's sad.
But Aunt May's death, it didn't really impact me. I was like, oh, okay, she's gone. Because and they have her say the iconic line. I was like, really?
Yeah, but then he doesn't have Uncle Ben either, though. Now
he never existed. That's the thing.
Yeah. So
well, I mean, but it ties into the whole notion of when the 3 of them meet for the first time, and Tom says that allows him to understand, like, they are connected in different ways. And but the fact is also is like in the beginning of the movie, Peter's like, look, like, I could just kill these guys. Like, their destiny is to die. It has nothing to do with me.
No, he didn't.
And Aunt May's like, no, like, that's not what we do. Mm-hmm. And that is, of course, Spider-Man. Spider-Man helps. He wants to help people. He wants to fix them. And then there's questions about the morality of that and everything else.
H-Parts is the only thing.
I like that though. He's battling the Goblin persona. I like that.
Well, it kind of hit his performance though. Like, you just heard his voice, but William Dafoe is such a dynamic Yeah, but he's such a dynamic actor.
I mean,
it's part of his performance is seeing his face too.
He was greatest. You know what I liked about this?
The only thing he hated was the faux smashing ball mats.
The first movie. He was kind of he was kind of cartoony a little bit
in a good way.
In a good way. In this movie, he was more sadistic, like you felt like this is the Green Goblin, like from the comics.
I thought he was the Green Goblin in both versions.
Did you see it coming with him, like that he was gonna like immediately turn like that in that scene, or did you think it was gonna be more eventual? Like, I didn't see it going like a switch like that.
Well, so I kept saying that I had a theory before the movie came out that Doctor Strange was the true villain of the film, that it might have been Mephisto. And it was like, and the thing was though, is looking at the marketing tells you that something is up with Doctor Strange. Mm-hmm. The marketing implies that there's something going on. Like, there's that shot in the trailer, in the first trailer, where Benedict, where Wong is just like, don't cast that spell, Strange. And then it with it. Winks.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, that's a little bit weird. And then like some of those other elements of it as well, it just felt like Doctor Strange might have been the bad guy, and then leading into the whole one more day.
Yeah, I thought he's Mephisto, remember?
Well, yeah, remember, like in the comic, because they pulled from the One More Day comic line, and that was where Mary Jane makes a deal with Mephisto. So you're like, oh, okay, well, maybe they're going to tie it together, and it's going to be Mephisto, and he's going to be the one holding the strings. And then no, but like the marketing and all the hype for the rest of the year kind of set that up, and I was really impressed that didn't happen. Mm. So, but then when they got to the apartment, I'm like, look, someone here is going to turn, and that someone is going to be Norman Osborn. You can tell that. Yeah. But Jamie Foxx or Electro was already kind of teetering on the edge of that anyway. It was
He's
a tinker
questioning
box.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you're going to see that again? Do you think you're going to go see it again before it leaves theaters?
I'm going to try. Because like I
Tobey
mean,
Maguire back? Hell yeah.
I would love to take my father.
We know he's not the villain
Because
of the Multiverse of Madness either.
My father's high risk, so it might be hard. But with him not knowing stuff, he'll be like, oh, he'll be like shocked. He doesn't know anything. Like, and he's a little mentally handicapped, so he would be like shocked out of his seat at all these surprises. Like, I keep thinking of taking him to the theater and not telling him what's going to happen in it, and he'd be like, "What?"
No, I think the movie is going to speak to multi-generational people, because it culminates 20 years of storytelling. You get nods and references back to the first Spider-Man movie. I just love it when Norman says, "Yeah, I'm something of a scientist myself." I was like, yeah,
Did you like the way they introduced this other Spider-Man, like the way they go on?
I feel it was the best way they could have done it.
Yeah, I liked how Toby just walked in and was like, "Hey, everyone."
Yeah, hey guys.
Yeah.
I just like it when I like it when they go, like, I wish to see Peter Parker, and then the portal opens and you see the suit and you know that it's a different suit because the sheen is totally different. And then you're like, but is it Toby or is it Andrew? And then like just the fact that you walk in, like my audience lost their shit when he took off the mask, or well, when he walks in, you see the suit, they lose their shit, and then he takes off the mask, people lose their shit again.
Well, in my theater today, we were kind of the same, but the theater was more for Toby.
Can I ask you guys an off-the-topic question? It's not off the topic, but considering that the Raimi films, the Spider-Man films, I love them, Andrew. Don't listen. Hear me out first. But can you imagine if they didn't kill off the villains and they kept continuing the series, where we might be with Spider-Man 3 and beyond? Because H. Bart's question. Thank you for the support, H. Bart's. It's all going to charity this month. I appreciate you supporting the show. Hearing Doc Ock tell Toby he's all grown up made me smile.
Yes.
Because at the end of Spider-Man 2, he's kind of fixed, and then seeing how he reacted in this film, we got that here. But in an alternate storyline, like what if they kept Green Goblin, the original Green Goblin, instead of his son alive, and then Doc Ock, and then they continue the series? Where would it have gone?
Well, basically, if they kept them alive, the events of what we knew from those 3 movies changed a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't want the movies. I don't want the trilogy to be changed. I want the timeline still to be intact.
I think in the Raimi-verse, if they kept them alive, there could have been a chance for a Sinister Six possibility in the Raimi-verse. They kept those.
I mean, can you imagine where they could have built to if they would have kept them alive?
Yeah, it could be a Sinister Six like thing.
Man,
here's the thing with that is like I think this was as close to a Sinister Six as they were going to get.
Yeah.
And I don't think like
a Sinister Five.
It's the
but
5. Yeah.
They clearly were teasing it. Never mind at the end when the portal was opening and you got to see all of the silhouettes like Rhino and I think Scorpion and like Black Cat and like all of the characters, and the fact that Rhino looked like Rhino from the animated series.
Yeah,
that's true.
Great.
That's true.
I mean, I also love the part when they were kind of comparing the villains that they fought. That was great. But hey, I got a jet. I gotta hit the store real quick, and then I'm gonna head home because I've literally been here for a half hour and there's been no order, so I'm just gonna go home.
There's a reason they took all the villains from the different universes instead of the ones like Rhino, for example, because all these 5 villains have in common, they're kind of victims in a way.
This question,
all 5 of them are victims in a way of how they become criminals, how they became they are. Like Doc Ock was kind of a victim with that experiment gone wrong. Green Goblin, remember Norman Osborn with his company going under, and he tried to force the chemical stuff, whatever. Electro with what happened to him. Sandman, even though he was a criminal, but he was trying to do it for a good reason for his daughter. And Lizard trying to Kurt Connors was trying to for humanity, like for people to heal with their missing limbs. So that's why they took those villains. It's because for redeeming qualities,
I want this to happen here.
Well, the thing is, Sony needs to make Spider-Man films every so many years. So they have options if they wanted to. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'll see you later. I'll be
Bye,
firing up
Carlo.
here in about an hour or so.
Take care.
All right, cool.
See
All right, Jarbo, Thor Scipio, Jarbo needs a new avatar. Yeah.
What? This is fine.
That dude Vince wants to ask Andrew, how did he feel
Okay,
when
you want to know how I
Heavy got
felt? Okay,
yeah.
right when I saw it happen, I was like, no, no, please, don't do this to me. Don't! But then when I saw him still breathing, I was like, oh, thank God.
No, that when he did that joke about I've been stabbed before, I laughed and I thought of you, Andrew. I'm like, oh boy.
Oh, thank you. I know. Good thing I know I'm in your head.
I think I want to get towards the end of the stream. Zod, or do you want to say what you're working on soon? Or I know I'm going to be on your channel.
Yeah,
soon.
you're going to be coming up. Yeah, I got you coming up on my late night Q&A. That'll be next week, won't it be next week?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah, so we got some stuff coming up, so that's going to be fun, and I'm just looking forward to next year. And I loved this Spider-Man movie. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah,
Oh,
and you surprised me because yesterday you're like, I don't know if I want to. I'm not going to say.
I just felt like I had no choice. I'm like, I got to see this movie. You know,
I don't know if you guys mentioned this, but since we brought the Venom post-credit scene, what about the Doctor Strange trailer?
It was great. I love that.
Doctor Strange, yeah.
I'll tell you what, even though I love this film, instantly seeing the Doctor Strange and getting those Sam Raimi feels like he's just. I think he's more dramatic with his camera angles and atmosphere. I just felt it right away, Sam Raimi.
Was that also the evil Strange Supreme from the What If series?
Yeah.
No, the What If Doctor Strange is I wouldn't at the ending of the What If season 1. I wouldn't say he's evil anymore. So I think it's somebody tricking. I think it's somebody playing games with Doctor Strange. That Doctor Strange is not going to be the main villain. It's somebody. I don't know who the main villain is. I got my theories. It could be a villain like Nightmare or something like that.
Well, H-Port says he's ready for Ned Supreme.
I'm not. I don't like Ned.
And
No, Ned has become Hobgoblin.
Thank you for the support, that dude Vince.
But Ned's
it's all
become
going to charity.
Hobgoblin.
I'll tell you what, I can't wait to get this charity month over. I need, it's nice to make a little bit extra on YouTube. So next week is the end, and then Sunday. Oh yeah, Sunday's odd. You might have to make time to come by for the Fandom Awards results show.
Let's see, this Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're in the running. Too.
I'll be there. I'll come.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, this Monday I'll be doing my own spoiler stream on No Way Home.
I'm doing one tomorrow and Hawkeye Monday.
Yeah, I'll be doing my own No Way Home stream on Monday.
Integrity 101. I think there's a market for it. I think that the actors will be up for it. I think the only thing preventing is if Sony wants to do other things instead of that. But I easily think you could do Amazing Spider-Man 3 or Spider-Man.
They could do a movie called Amazing Spider-Men and have them all together for the whole movie.
That'd be awesome.
People would love that. I mean,
well, if it does get to 1 billion, 2 billion, I'm telling you, they're going to have conversations.
I don't think it's going to get to 2 billion.
I don't know. There's nothing
normal
like
times. Yeah, normal times.
Nothing like Aaron. There's nothing like this before in superhero films. There's great team ups, but nothing to this level. Combining the only thing that's close to it's going to be the Flash. If the Flash
that was Endgame.
Yeah, but still different versions of characters and what the hell did
at normal times I agree with you. We get to 2 billion, but right now where the world's in, I don't think it's not going to get to 2 billion.
We'll see. If it gets to 2 billion, yes, I think it's going to make the 1 billion.
Maybe definitely. One. I'm
just saying if at the end of its theatrical run, if it makes one of the top grossing films of all time, they are going to consider all their options. That's all I'm saying. Like, why wouldn't they? Do you agree, Zod?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I honestly feel like they're having that conversation already.
Yeah,
I think they're seeing.
Money talks.
they're seeing the positive reception, and that's what it is. And the fact that this is going to be a Marvel movie that that people are going to be talking about and not forget after it airs, like Black Widow. So
who's that one director? Who's that one director said this movie, Spider-Man: No Way Home, saved the movie theaters? Who's that one director?
Remember.
Paul something Anderson?
I also think that the
tell
success of this is it makes it more likely that the Snyderverse could continue in some form because of drawing all your talent from the history of your franchises and bringing them back. I think studios see the money in it, see the fan service, how it makes all their fans happy all at the same time, and the amount of money that you can make makes them consider, who can we pull back? Who can we bring back?
Yeah, see, Warner Brothers is so tone deaf, though. They're missing out on the Snyderverse is basically their equivalent to the Spider-Man verse right now in terms of popularity and fervor of the fan base to want to see it. And Warner Brothers could do it. That's why I say I think this movie is going to help a lot, and I agree with you 100% on that.
That's not my point. My point, H-Bar, is the biggest comic book movie to people wanted to see was Endgame, because that was a culmination of for 10 years, a decade of MCU.
But now it's about
I'm saying Spider-Man. The next Andrew, this movie is the next one after that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
North Star Kenshiro, you already forgot about this film. I consume product and move on the next cool thing. Listen, this has been like at the very beginning of the stream, I'm like, this is the golden age of movies. We got people that are sick of us Snyderverse fans talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League. If you really go back to it, how monumental that film is, along with No Way Home, getting all the Spider-Man, and a theatrical version of Dune that's amazing, all in the same year, along with all the other streaming projects, having the potential of Daredevil. Well, no, not potential. Daredevil and Kingpin back. The sky's the limit. And that's why don't count anything out. Don't count anything out anymore. I'm sick of people counting things out. Look at what we got across the board. Don't count anything out. You just don't know. This proves it can be a success. People want to chase the success when people that own properties, stockholders, people in charge of these companies see what's happening over here with Sony and Marvel, then bringing back as much talent as they can and see how profitable it could be. The sky is the limit. Don't count anything out, and don't call people, don't dunk on people that you think are crazy, because you just don't know either. You don't know. The sky is the limit. That's all I'm saying. I'll make another video on that. You just don't know. There's money to be made. That's all you really need to know. Really. That's all you need to know. There's so much opportunities. Things are happening now. And this is a game changer. I think I will end it soon, though. Aaron, did you want to add anything before we end, Zod or Andrew, before we end here?
All I'll say is that I actually enjoyed this movie. First time I actually enjoyed a film with Tom Holland Spider-Man. And
oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes, but it's the only time. And I ranked this movie. In my number 5, and my number 1, 2, 3, and 4 are like the Sam Raimi trilogy and Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm interested in seeing the evolution of Tom Holland Spider-Man into the next probably trilogy, because
I could care less.
Oh, because this is him finally maturing, accepting what it means to be Spider-Man, having a secret identity. Because I
care about any of this. No.
Look. We know we saw. Not everybody forgets he's Spider-Man, but the most important.
Are you still saying it? You know, I said I didn't care.
Everybody forget he's Peter Parker too. Like, he's a ghost basically in the whole world now. Like, nobody knows.
I won't that do, Vince. It's the only time I like it though.
So I'm interested in seeing what the next whatever. I don't know if it's a trilogy, the next whatever when Tom Holland does the next Spider, because apparently they're talking about like the next. They're already on like talking about it for the next Spider-Man movie, Sony MC or whatever. And I'm interested. I'm seeing like what relationships you build up. Will they will you have a Grant Stacy? Will you something like that? We'll have new villains like Hobgoblin.
Any what you just said.
Well, Andrew, you got to be nice to other people talking. So we're having fun here, but you let them talk. Okay. I'm looking forward as well, Aaron, to seeing the future and other villains. We got an exclusive. The Foji. It was nice playing Goblin again, but now I'm retired.
How do you feel about Hobgoblin? I don't want it to be Ned Leeds. I'll just say that I don't want Ned Leeds to be the Hobgoblin. It has to be either be the original. It has to be the original or Jason McAdell's Hobgoblin.
We'll give Zod the final word. What do you want to say, Zod? What's your thoughts on possibilities in entertainment now? There's just the sky's the limit to me. That's what I keep thinking. I'm like Marvel fans, you should have fun. Us DC fans, there's been mismanagements, but the sky is still the limit. We just don't know. We'll see what happens.
It's all about money. That's what it's about. But this proves that if you put the right ingredients involved, you'll get people interested like you never had before. We've got so many people out there now that didn't like. I myself personally did not care for either one of the previous Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. I didn't like either one of them. And I really, really liked this movie. I was surprised how much I enjoyed this movie. I was surprised at how good it was, how it actually provided stakes in the story, and it actually told something that was compelling to get you excited and to get you looking towards the future. And honestly, I have to say, I actually have to give props to Tom Holland in this movie, because I thought Tom Holland did an excellent job. He actually has matured and has actually showed
I like
development. No, but to me, he showed development as an actor. He's actually grown into the role and actually did a great job. Not to mention seeing all the other ones. I mean, my God, seeing Tobey Maguire again, seeing Andrew Garfield again. You have to understand, when you get an opportunity to do something like this, it's just like you were pointing out, Max. It's absolutely monumental. It's wonderful, and even though I don't agree with you that it's going to make $1 billion, I do think it's going to make a lot of money, and it's going to do very well, and it's going to do even better when it hits home video, guaranteed, because it's a very rewatchable movie.
And it's a short. It's not
short, but
okay.
I know. But from the movie to home video. From the movie, from the movie to when it comes on video on demand, it's like 40 or 45 days. I'm just saying.
Okay,
so it won't be long.
What you said about rewatchability, to me, the movies that got more rewatchability are the Sam Raimi trilogy. The only reason, hold on, let me finish. The only reason
we're talking about No Way Home, it has all the Spider-Man.
You let me finish. Finish.
All right.
I said the only reason I would rewatch No Way Home again was to watch all those returning characters. That's why. Seeing all those characters back. That's the only reason I would rewatch the movie.
Andrew.
I mean, that was a draw. That was the draw of the movie too, though. Like,
I mean, this is more exciting than even seeing in Spider-Man 4 with Sam Raimi, to see all of them together. I just want to see them. I mean, come on, getting all the Spider-Men together. It's more exciting than seeing the fourth film of any of them. All right, that's where I wanted to get Andrew
upset. I'll take both with Tobey, both of them.
Okay, we understand. You like Tobey Maguire. What's he done? What has he been in on the other films, Andrew?
Actually, yes. I read his filmography.
Okay, we got to end the stream. All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'll be back at least Sunday. I don't know if I might take a day off tomorrow. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. Thank you for the support of the show. Appreciate you, Zod, Aaron, and Toby. I appreciate you being on the show, Toby. Toby Casali. Thank you for coming. All right. Bye,
Shelby
everyone.
Casale, I'm sorry.